Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday morning trading room. It is Wednesday today, isn't it? Yes, it is. Wednesday. Hooray. Hump day, middle of the week, almost to the weekend. All right. So, yesterday, the market really kind of back and forth overall. This is the NASDAQ, of course, for those of you new to the trading room. Welcome. Please don't be shy about asking questions. I am here to do my best to help you become proficient with your software. Sorry, just a little housekeeping here. All right, so looking at the daily chart, you can see yesterday's session, another one of these tiny bars with rather large volume, relatively speaking. The market flinching at around 7,600. This is making me a little bit more bearish. The market topping out before contract highs, I think closer to 7,700, but even so, here were the contract highs. And we had the same sort of thing happening when the market was topping out up here, is all of a sudden we got some tiny ranges and volume. And normally tiny bars require tiny volume, not big volume. Big volume tells you something's going on. There's a breakout coming. And typically when you're up against or near significant resistance, you can probably anticipate a move to the short side. So I may start to be a little bit more bearish, although overall the rule of thumb is you'll usually do better being more bullish on the equities. Yesterday's session, though, did waffle back and forth quite a bit. The overnight here, now this is the Eagle Trend Trader for the NASDAQ. The market taking a bit of a slide going into the close. Overall, not a terribly active day. And here we are pre-market and a very, very neutral trading band here on the Eagle. So if you're trying to decipher your first in-sync Eagle signal, not quite sure what to do with that just yet. If you wanted to include the overnight range, you could do something like this, where we have a sideways trading range. And you could structure your trade looking for a breakout. But maybe we will leave that alone for now. I'm a big fan of letting the market kind of show me a little bit of structure first before I get too keen on taking a trade. So we're still ranging somewhat. I haven't checked the reports calendar. Let me take a moment here and do that. So Oh, I see. There are some FOMC minutes today that would account for the rather dull session, or neutral start to the day anyway. So those aren't going to be out until much later. I'm wondering whether the market is positioning itself for some bad news. As they continue sideways, and they develop a little bit more of a trading range, it will again be a little bit easier here to bracket the range and look for something resembling a breakout. Once we have the breakout, we can look for the retest, and then we can look for evidence that the market will try to stay out. If it doesn't stay out, if it fails, then of course we can trade it accordingly. So what I'm saying is, if the market breaks higher, we look for the retest, and then we look for evidence that the market will continue higher. If it does not continue higher, well, at this point we have the market between the proverbial rock and a hard place, because we can buy it above there, we can short it below here. If it doesn't continue higher, it will continue back into the trading range, and if it does continue higher, if the breakout holds, well, then we can trade it that way as well. The hard part is the waiting. Steve's asking, good morning, Eric. Do you think next month, after the new mini E-mini NASDAQ gets started, we will trade the new instrument? He says, I think it would be a great idea. We'll certainly take a look at it. You know, assuming the volume is there. The mini minis, the mini E-mini, otherwise known as the micros. The micro markets are helpful if you're looking for a bigger move, because you can span larger stops. So for instance, let's say we're expecting the market to continue higher, and let's say we want to enter above here. Actually, let's enter above the highs and place a stop below here. I couldn't do that with the standard NASDAQ contract. That's just too much money. I can't afford that risk. But you could certainly do it on a micro. You know, let's say you were looking for the market to trade to, oh, I don't know, say to 77.50. You're looking at your charts and you think, yeah, I think the market's going to go to 77.50. So this would be a very doable type trade, well, wherever I put 77.50. But like I said, this is not something that I could cover normally because the risk is so great. But you could certainly cover it with one of the micro contracts. Okay, at this point we are still very neutral. As our trading band keeps flip-flopping back and forth. Ron's asking, what will the tick value be? Hold on a second here, and I will go to the CME website. It says the 10th, it's going to be a 10th of the size. That's pretty small. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if they have the liquidity. That's always been the issue with the micros, is the liquidity there. All right, we're getting a bit of a bullish break out of the trading band that we've established since the open, the sideways trading range. Fairly decent run up. By the way, folks, the other way to trade a trading range, if you think you've got a sideways trading range, is you can look to buy the bottom third, bottom quarter. You can look to sell the top third, top quarter. Don't hang on too long. You're essentially looking for a scalp move. All right, here's the breakout. Let's see if we get the retest at this point. And once that happens, like I said, we'll have a better idea of where we can try to enter the trade, where we can try to enter the market. Have we gotten any other signals yet? Oh, just the first micro macro cross here on the Hawk. We're working a possible crossover buy. That's the number one signal on the Raptor. They're now the number one signal, but because I know we've broken outside this trading range, I don't know if I want to hop on board just yet or if I want to wait for that second push opportunity. I do not want to get brought in only to try to ride out a big swing lower. Stop placement is the issue here. I'm fairly confident in the market direction given this little push up. There's definite bullishness there. But I do not want to be brought in too early. So I would like to see at least a bar or two lower, after which I can place my entry. All right, here I can be a little bit more aggressive on the Raptor because of the tick size. Now, ideally, I want my stops 2 swings back, which would put my stops down here. The trade calculator is kind of capping my risk right here. Now, I can afford a little bit more because I'm capping it at 2.5%. So I could actually place my stop a little bit deeper. Okay, here now with the Eagle, I'm just going to use my chart trader and enter a buy order. There's my just in case order to buy. Just in case the market takes off and continues higher, there is my buy order. Now we are getting a retest of this morning's range. A little bit of bullishness. Ideally, I want to see 2 bullish bars here on my Eagle. Okay, we're into the hard edge, so we're experiencing the hard edge bounce. I'll tell you what, we're going to manage this trade here from the Eagle. There's one bull bar. Come on, give me the other one. I don't know if I trust just the one bull bar. See, the risk here is that with the one bar, the market may waffle a little bit. It may do this kind of thing. Where, okay, yeah, one bull bar. The market's got support. No, it don't. All right. Well, there is a good chance if this fails that the market will try to get in here and get back down toward the bottom edge. So we've got the market a little bit pinched. And because this is the Eagle and the brick size is a little bit larger, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and be a little bit more aggressive with my stops. I will roll them above any bar that has a wick to it. The hard edge here is going to be the current obstacle, getting below that 7605 zone. Okay, so on the Raptor now, we've hit our high probability target for the Raptor and the Falcon. I'm going to bring the trade to break even. In fact, if I were smart, I would take profit. So we had a trend change signal coincide actually with our Eagle entry and a first micro macro cross. Ah, nuts. Yeah, take profit on target, Eric. Especially on an FOMC day, man. What are you thinking? Look, your trade forecaster says that we are in scalp mode and should be for at least another 15 minutes. All right, I am going to throw a short order below here now, and I can restructure the trade as I did before now that I have two bullish bars. So the idea here is that this is now the retest, even though it's very, very deep. It's back inside the middle of the trading range. Technically, the market is pretty neutral at this point. The Hawk, the Falcon, the Raptor, all waffling here. I wonder if the exchanges or the brokerages will loosen up their account requirements on trading the micro contracts. You know, they introduced micro contracts because they want to get more people involved in trading, but then they still have rules like pattern day trading rules and account minimums, things like that that restrict the smaller trader from participating. The waffling continues. Getting a trend change signal here now on the Falcon, and it's actually pretty tempting to try to take advantage of that. Let's see if we get a second push opportunity on this. The second push is a great way to enter a trade if you're not entirely sure about the market's momentum. We've got a rather sideways market here, right? You can take a look at what's been going on. It's bouncing back and forth. So the second push simply means we allow the signal to engage. We see where the market reacts, and then we use that reaction as our signal bar. So this bar now becomes the signal bar. But this is just a very neutral market here today. Lots of back and forth. I wonder if this last move here that we saw, this little bit of a run up, I wonder if that's going to be the move of the day. All right, we're pressing a little higher. We've got the number one signal now coinciding with the trend change signal on the Falcon. And we're employing a second push on that one as well. The number one signal on your Raptor is your cloud crossover signal. So your clouds cross in one direction. In this case, they became bearish just for a few moments, and then they became bullish again. The cloud crossover signal does require a little bit of a pullback preceding the signal, which we got. All right, here now the hard edge bounce signal. That's the number three signal off the hard edge. We'll see. Are they going to have any giddy up? All right, well, they brought us in, and so we are long from 76.12 half, and I will run a profit target this time. I'll bring my stop loss in a little bit to start. The Bollinger Band was getting bullish the same time the number 3 signal printed. So hopefully that will imply a little added bullishness to the market. We've got these highs here to contend with. That's where the market got turned around before. Oh, no love from the market just yet. FOMC days always tough trading. That's kind of a rule of thumb. And ideally, stops should be 2 swings back, so I would count that as swing 1. This is swing 2. That's a little bit outside my risk parameter, so I'm going to split the difference. And not giving this trade a whole lot of room, though. Now with the counter trend signal. This candy striping that goes on, it's again characteristic of a sideways market. So anytime you're trying to trade inside a sideways trading range, it's always going to be risky. It's going to be a little mini trend line support here. So ideally, now that they've encountered this trend line, we may see a little bit of bullish pushback. Pretty please. Actually not looking all that promising here at the moment. If my stops are deep enough, every trade has a chance. And I so hate to get tagged out early only to watch the market go on without me. But I think they're going to tap me out here. I don't think I'm going to be able to ride this one higher. The Bollinger Suite now has shifted. Usually when I see it cross to the other side like that, that's my cue to bring my stops up. So if I can see this bar finish bullish, I will roll my stops right below the tail of this bar here. In fact, I should probably do that now. So last chance for the buyers. Yep. I thought it was asking a little bit much, and turns out it was. All right, let's put that away. Again, it's partly FOMC day. It's partly we've got a market that is very, very constipated at this point. You know, it's very sideways. You could extend your trading range to look like this now. But once you recognize that you are within a sideways range like that, you need to be wary because the market lacks direction. For the most part, we're directional traders. If you're selling options, great. You love a sideways market. But if you're trying to make money, you have to be trading the same direction as the market. I know you're saying there, gee, Eric, thanks for that scoop. But it's true, you know, a lot of people forget that. If you cannot discern what direction the market is taking, then how in the world are you going to trade in the same direction as the market? So that's probably job number one, trying to figure out which way the market is going. All right, so we got tagged there for a little over $100, not the end of the world. You know, that's key as well when the market is behaving this way, is you gotta protect your capital. We may not get a tradable signal this morning. The market may just continue to go back and forth. I blew my chance when I had my profit target on that earlier trade and I tried to run it out. Don't know why I would do that. I know the market is sideways. Trade forecaster is telling me the market is sideways. Why would I think the market is going to, move 20 points? Like, it's not going to happen. Nice to know my hindsight trading is still 2020. Yes, sirree. I am a fantastic trader in hindsight. Here we go, back and forth again. All right, a little bit of a pushback. You know, it all depends at this point how aggressive you want to be with this trade. We've got a number one signal here on the Raptor. We've got the trend change signal on the Falcon. You could tighten your trading range a little bit to look like this now, in which case this is the breakout. This is the pushback. So essentially a second push on that number one signal. And this is, frankly, this is a pretty aggressive posture on this particular trade. The market did rally up from here before. Maybe the better thing to do is to look for a buy opportunity. We are getting a bit of a buy signal here. We'll see if it turns into a number two signal. That's the counter trend signal. And then we could have the market, well, sort of in a bind. Not really, but sort of. So for the time being, I will look to short below this bar here, below the number one signal. Yes, thanks, Ray. Ray says, good morning, Eric. Do you know that today the FOMC meeting minutes are at 2 p.m. Eastern? Yes, and that's no doubt causing the market to remain rather constrained overall. Okay, so we're in the hard edge now of the Eagle, or the Raptor and the Eagle. I think we'll stay with them just a little while longer here. If they don't smarten up pretty quick, we're going to close the trading room up early today. There, you know, you got to pick your battles. You got to find those times when the market is just not cooperating, and we can look to avoid them. There's always tomorrow. All right, if this heads lower from here, we're going to get kind of the retest zone here on this little breakout. So I will look to cover a buy above here, providing the market heads a little lower. I will look to short below here. Let me expand that so you can see it better. So if this is in fact a breakout, this is the retest. The retest hasn't shown itself. I'd like to see 2 bars lower, but I'm going to look to short below here, and providing I get another lower bar, I'm going to look to buy above that zone. And I will do that all here now from the Raptor. Yeah, the Falcon giving us a trend change signal. So the Falcon already getting a little bit more bullish. Maybe I should look at because we had a buy signal here. You can't see it very well. It's obscured by the hard edge, but that's kind of this one coinciding with the Falcon signal. All right, so I'm going to throw an order in above this high, and that's going to coincide with the Falcon signal when it prints. And this is going to be my just in case order to short below the low. And now, folks, I pointed this out before. If you're looking to mirror a trade with me, this may not be the best one, just given the way the market is behaving today. But it is a trading room, so let's see if we can't trade. We'll see if the buyers have any giddy up at this point. The lack of momentum is impressive. Okay, well, it looks like we picked a decent spot for that second push opportunity. The Falcon should still be trying to do the trend change signal. Yes, they are. The Hawk totally neutral at this point, as is the Eagle. Look at that trading band. Could we be any more neutral? I don't think so. But I'm basing this on a possible breakout, possible retest, possible trend change signal lower. Well, there's the trend change signal here on the Eagle. Yeah, they are not really interested in drifting too far from this 7,600 zone. The market is quite content. That tells me that there could be a bigger move coming off of the FOMC minutes. The market may be a little bit undecided about which way the report may go. All right, so we are long. I'm going to cancel the sell profit side. And let's see if we can trickle up to the profit target up here. Come on. You can do it. It never hurts to root for your trade. Sometimes begging will help. Please, please go higher. Wow. That's just crazy. Come on, get up there. Let's go. No, just no follow through today. And again, it kind of goes back to the fact we've got ourselves an FOMC day. And the back and forth continues. Okay, one more push. Nope. Come on. Here we go. There we go. Not much of a move, but it might be all we're going to get. In fact, I'm going to press my luck, take the trade now to break even. Oh, hooray! Actually hit the profit target. Well, if I were smart and I had taken profit on that first trade, we'd actually be in not too bad a position right now. But you know what? I'm okay with it. The day is very slow though. So I think what we'll do is we're going to close up shop here early today. I do have an appointment later this morning, and I think I'll take that time to get ready for that. You're not going to miss a whole lot here today until the FOMC minutes are released. You can see from this morning's trading, we are still very, very sideways. The market really hasn't gone anywhere. So, get outside, enjoy the sunshine. It's going to be just one of those days until the market breaks out and commits to a direction. So I will see you again tomorrow, and have yourselves a great day. Be careful if you're going to keep trading. The market is moderately bullish. So if you're stuck, I think you'll be better off looking for buying opportunities. See you tomorrow then. Bye for now.